Yo, what is up guys, this is Animal. Today I bring you a new video. Today's video is going to be about the Thorn exotic hand cannon. It's been a while since I did a video about Thorn. Last time I really played a lot with Thorn was back in D1 when it was super strong. Some of the dudes will remember Viking's Funeral and Firebolts and Thorn and Art Bolts to being such a crazy time for Destiny 1. I remember it two-tapping people. Thorn was super strong back then. It was the god tier weapon. I think sometimes when people say like certain guns are OP, they've forgotten like some of the guns we had in D1, man, were like mental class when it came out. Thorn was super strong, man. Like dominant for like 9 months. Last word would hip fire two-tap across. It was crazy. But yeah, so I decided to take the Thorn out to play with it a little bit, and I actually really liked it, man. I did okay with it for the little bit of time I played with it. I did okay, but then I went and I played Trials this weekend. Javelin is a really good map. It's a really good map, but for Trials, I don't know. I don't feel it. I played like 120 something games of Trials on it, and it's good. It's a good map. I'll play this over a lot of big maps. So I mean, it has its goods. It's just that it prones and it shows even auto rifles and snipers, and all that kind of stuff. Mindbenders is super good. I feel like the meta right now is either Suros Mindbenders or what's the other one I saw a lot? Revoker Summoner. And there's also Beloved Suros. And there's always the spare actions because it's like pretty much the only hand cannon usable now. Like some people will say, well, hey, what about the Not Forgotten, Dire Promise? I barely see those two guns on console, man. NF is the gun of the past, pretty much. Like until they bring back its perks and all that kind of stuff, and being able to do what you used to be able to do with it. And actually, right now, I think if they were to bring NF into the mix with its old perks, actually would be okay because auto rifles are super duper strong. And I think that's where Bungie are failing to when they're doing their buffs and nerfs. They nerf like big time, break nerf the thing that's super powerful instead of bringing other things to that powerful. Now I've been saying that a lot over the years, and I think the one time they actually did that was when Forsaken came out. Forsaken, when it came out, everything was really strong. The only thing that needed a buff was auto rifles, and I think if they were to buff, if they would have buffed auto rifles back then, I don't even think NF and Lunas would have been that strong, like they were. Bygones was it was so strong for a long time, and many other pulse rifles too. Scout rifles during Forsaken would have needed a little bit of a buff too. Like I think if they would have buffed autos and scouts back then and lowered the super damage, like the amount of damage a super can take, I think we would have had the best meta pretty much ever. Right now, like I'm getting frustrated that you're sniping, like you're shooting a sniper in the head like 2 or 3 times, or drilling them with an auto rifle, and they'll still manage to snipe you. It doesn't make sense for the life of me. Played many shooters, and I mean, I was playing Doom back on PC when it first came out, so I mean, I played every shooter pretty much since then. From Quake to Unreal Tournament to Halo to Resistance to Crisis to Killzone to Timefall, name it. I think I have enough experience to say that snipers, you should have a flinch. It doesn't make sense for me to shoot or even challenge a sniper when I know he's not going to flinch. And this is the reason why I know 3-peeking is a problem. It's a problem. It makes extending the game more than it should be in Destiny. But the reason why so many damn people three-peak is because you know that, okay, if I don't three-peak, I'm going to get my head blown off. So it's like, why would I even try to attack somebody and not three-peak? It's not logical. If Bungie are going to give me a tool to protect my win, protect my team, you know, protect myself, you know, I understand why people use it. I think that's why they need to introduce back flinch, like a lot of flinch to rifle class weapons. I think if auto rifles right now would have flinch on them, where if you hand cannon an auto rifle or like, and you can barely aim or some shit like that, I think it would help. But they remove pretty much basically all the flinch there is to like rifle weapons. So it's like, what's the point of running a hand cannon when you're gonna put 2 shots into somebody's head and the reticle, the sniper, is gonna come back to the head? It doesn't make sense. So I think that's why a lot of people right now are three-peaking. A lot of people are using auto rifles, and a lot of people are either bum rushing with shotguns and fusions or staying in the back of the map with snipers. We're in the meta that we are right now because of pretty much this simple reason. And not only that, there's a lot of sweaties now compared to a couple months ago where we had casuals and medium players into the Crucible mix, and they introduced skills matchmaking into the Crucible. It literally killed the Crucible pretty much. And the worst thing is, man, they did that for the casuals, and there's barely no casuals playing because there's nothing to gain in Crucible. So it's like, back in D1, I understood why they did skills matchmaking. I hated it. I don't like it. I still think it ruins the game. But back then, we had ES Luna farmers day in, day out. Like people farming for Guttural Matador or Hash Factory. Name it. All those big guns that you can only get in normal Crucible. So you would farm normal Crucible weekly, day in, day out with a group of friends to try to get those guns. And sometimes, man, if you were lucky, oh, boom, 2 ES drops to the team and everybody was excited and all that stuff. We missed that excitement. And I understand why people back then, like, wanted, like, you know, a skills matchmaking because you were going against a stacked team like this, stomping all day to try to get as much games done to get, like, as much drops possible. But there's nothing to gain in normal Crucible in D2. There's absolutely nothing to gain except for tokens. So it's like, I don't understand the skills matchmaking in D2. It doesn't make sense for the life of me. I think they should just take it out at this point because look at how it ruined the Crucible for pretty much like players that, you know, played all day. But I don't think Bungie's going to do that anytime soon, sadly. So this video went from like a Thorn commentary to like literally another ramble. So sorry if I was rambling, but at the end of it, man, it needs to be said. It needs to be said. I still think that Bungie has a lot of work to do for PvP wise. Some people will say, "Oh my God, man, these PvP guys are demanding." Not really. Not really. We were forgotten for like 2 years, basically. And then we get Trials, which was supposed to not be half-baked, and is half-baked. So it's like, It's like, alright. But this Thorn, though, is super good. And I actually like the perk where you have to go get the orb. Instead of like, where in D1, man, oh my God, man, you could just wreck rooms with Thorn, man. Before the nerf there. But, I mean, right now it's in a good position because you see, like, when you kill somebody, you get the orb, and then you can move on, you know, and it's still a strong gun. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that you guys will try out Thorn and Crucible. You know, it's a hand cannon. It's something different than auto rifles. To be honest, I wanted auto rifles to have a little bit of a buff a couple months ago. But at this point, I kind of remember why I wanted them nerf back in Season 1. The auto rifles in Destiny are so they kill anything like any play style. They're too strong, too much bullets in the mag. You go and play other games that have all the rifles and all that kind of stuff. You don't have 49 plus bullet mags and like all that stuff, man. Like just spam ability, and look at how Hard Light was busted, man. Ricocheting off walls, doing double damage, all that kind of stuff. All the rifles in Destiny, like I've always been super strong in metas, man. Like the only time they haven't been strong is when they got nerfed big time. And I almost think they gotta go back to a nerf situation, because look at how the Crucible's suffering right now. Nothing can be used. Well, I hope that Bungie at one point addresses this. This was a nice little 41 elimination Thorn game. Almost a 7 efficiency. So I hope that you guys enjoy this. I hope you guys will slap that like button, thunder snipe that like button. You know how I roll. And I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.